Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a military blunders video on the Battle of the Little Bighorn. The Battle of the Little Bighorn was a disaster caused by the hubris and impetuous nature of Lieutenant Colonel George Armstrong Custer. In June 1876, during the Indian Wars, a large force of U.S. infantry and cavalry gathered in southeast Montana. Their purpose for being there was to force a group of Lakota Sioux and Cheyenne Indians back into reservations in Dakota Territory. General Alfred Terry commanded Colonel Custer with a force of the U.S. 7th Cavalry to leave their position near the Yellowstone River. Custer's force numbered just over 600. Crow Indian scouts that were working with the army reported a large Indian encampment in the valley of the Little Bighorn River about 24 miles to the west. The number of warriors present in the encampment was not known, but Custer decided to advance. He was afraid that the Indians might slip away. He didn't want them to get away. Major Reno took his men to attack from the south, while Custer and his 210 men would move through the hills and attack from the north. Major Benteen's force would circle out to the southwest. So essentially they had 600 men, but they divided them into three groups, and I don't know how important, how smart that was, how tactically sound that was, especially if you don't know the disposition of your enemy. You know what I'm saying? Major Reno attacked only to discover that there were some 2,000 Lakota and Cheyenne warriors. They had, and these warriors had far more firearms than were thought. The Indians were surprised by the attack, but quickly organized and counterattacked. That's one of the things that people misunderstood back in the day. For whatever reason, they underestimated the opponents. This happened a lot with the British, and it happened a lot with the American Army. American Indians were not stupid. They may have been technologically challenged, but their tactics were sound. They were well organized. They had a thriving culture. People underestimated them on a battlefield, and that's something you should never ever do. Reno was forced to adopt defensive positions. Benteen joined Reno, but they were hopelessly outnumbered. As casualties began to mount, Reno ordered the combined group into the wooded hills nearby, where they fought for their lives for 2 days. So those two groups were just completely out of the picture after that. Custer's command had been surrounded on a hilly ground about 4 miles away. His entire command was slaughtered. The area is now known as Last Stand Hill. One of the first rules of war is to know your enemy. Part of that is to know their number and disposition. Custer knew none of that. He was anxious to score a victory and earn praise and accolades. Everything that I've read about him, he was kind of addicted to the fame. He was addicted to the limelight, for lack of a better word, and he wanted that. He led his command into a slaughterhouse because he wanted the glory, and it's not good to say that about a commander, but that's pretty much what it was. He underestimated his enemy, and he paid the price, and that's just not good in any... I can't tell you exactly why he did it, but he did it, and there it is. When I've done other videos where there's commanders do crazy things and you don't know why, at least we have a look, because he's more of a historical figure. We have more of a look into his psychological makeup. We know him during the Civil War. We know him during his career. There's been a lot written about him, a lot of research been done. From everything I've heard, he just wanted the limelight. He wanted to score a victory and get the limelight, and he underestimated his opponents, and his opponents whooped his ass. That's all there is to it. Unfortunately, all of his men paid the price with him. So that's the problem when you're a military commander. It's not just you that suffers. Hope this finds everybody well. Hope you folks have a good day. God bless one and all.